Okay, I'm going to do a little review, a little comparison with this new camcorder that I picked up. Well, it's new to me. GZ-MG330 by JVC. And I'm going to run through some basics for you and just show you what this camera can do and what it cannot do. The camera I'm using now to record this video is my Panasonic PV-DV103. That's my one I always use on YouTube. And the quality of a mini DV camcorder is somewhat better than the quality that this JVC here puts out. But it has some nice features that my old Panasonic does not have, and I will run through those now. One of the things is a 35x optical zoom. Optical, not digital. Digital zoom is pretty useless. It has a built-in hard disk, 30 gigabytes. So you don't have to worry about tapes or memory cards. Now that's why I got it. But the biggest reason why I got it, this was the display model. And it was in the box and was no longer on display, but I got it for 150 bucks. Otherwise, if I had to pay like $300 for this camera, I would not have bought this. This is a good camera, but the details on it isn't quite as sharp and crystal clear as the camera that I'm using now to photograph this with, which is my Panasonic PV-DV103, which is at least 5 years old as I recall, but it's no good in low light. This JVC is better in low light to some extent. Plus, this camera has a 35x zoom. The camera I'm using here to photograph this, my Panasonic, only has a 10x optical zoom. Okay, this is my son's room right here that I'm photographing using the Panasonic PV-DV103, my old DV camcorder. That is supposedly an orange balloon that says grad on it. That was his graduation. That's what's left of the graduation balloon that he's put on his wall. I'm going to do this same shot using the JVC camera so you can see the difference in low light. Okay, this is the JVC GZ-MG330. And you can see that you can make it out better. And now we're not using any special effects on this. This here is the normal setting of the camera right out of the box. We're in manual, but we are at 1/60th of a second, which is the normal setting for average videotaping. Unless you want action, then you increase it. But you only want to do it like in sports and so forth, then you go outside and set it. Now I'm gonna stop this a second and we're gonna go drop the shutter speed. Okay, that's 1/8 of a second. Now you can see it's jerky. It's going to be jerky. You're shooting at 1/8 of a second. I've seen reviews on this camera and people complain the low light capability is terrible. Well, you're shooting at 1/8 of a second. You got to expect the video to be jerky. The normal video is 1/60th of a second, with 1/30th being acceptable, except for fast-moving objects. If you want to mount this on a tripod and just let it sit, you'll see pretty good with it. That's 1/8 of a second, as I said. I just did not change it yet. Just want to show you what the difference is when you change it. Now, each time you make a change, remember it's writing to the hard drive. So there's a delay there. That's another little thing there that I have a little problem with at times, is when I want to zoom out after zooming in and recording something, there's a couple second delay there because if you look at the back of the camera, where the power light is, there's a green light that's going to be flashing. When that green light is flashing, even though you stopped recording, it's writing to the hard drive. So while it is still writing to the hard drive, you're not going to be able to access the zoom button or anything else. It's not going to respond. it will respond after it's finished recording and writing to the hard drive, even though you have stopped it. Okay, I just dropped it. I moved it up, I should say, to 1/30th of a second. Now you see 1/30th of a second, I'm moving slowly. You can see that's a pretty decent video. And you can see the graduation balloon here, but there's no lights in my son's room, just a little bit of daylight coming through his window, and there's no sun coming in his window. That's 1/30th of a second. Now we're going to go up, we'll move it up to 1/60th, and it'll be the normal low light capability of the camera and the normal use. Alright, this is 1/2 shutter speed. I'm holding this, so it's very, very difficult to get a steady, clear picture. But as you can see, if I put my hand in front of the camera, this is my hand here. So if you're photographing, you got to have a tripod when you go into slow shutter speeds, because this is what will happen. That's my magnifying glass, because I got bad eyesight and I have to use magnifying glass to see the setups on the viewfinder. That's the only thing about this camera that I do not like, is the fact, besides it records only in the mod format, but I can convert that to my Pinnacle Video Studio version 12. We'll convert that. But what I don't like is it doesn't have the viewfinder where you can put your eye, look in there with your eye and set it. You only have the side view here, so it's really, my eyesight is bad, so I have to use a magnifying glass to see it. But you can see how nice and clear that is, considering I'm hand holding this. So that's just an example of the low light capabilities of this, but normally you wouldn't want to use this setting. Battery on this claims to be 1.5 hours, but 45 minutes is about it for this battery, and it's just about out now. Alright, this is set for 35x, but I also got it set for up to a max of 70x on the digital zoom. So I'm going to zoom in on this Clorox bottle here, and in my viewfinder it's showing 12x right now, 24x, 28x, there's 41. We just went into the digital zoom right now, and now we're 56x. And I'm going to try to get into some finer print here. Alright, we're 70x right now. 70x on the, which is the digital zoom. 70x is not bad, but considering that the limit on this camera from Optical is 35, and anything over that is digital, this has a digital zoom ratio. It goes up to 800, but of course I wouldn't even set it for that. It's 70x right now. So you can see that right now we're at 40, we're at 38, we're at 45x right now. So it's still over, it's over the zoom. I got the camera sitting on a block of wood, a piece of 2x4. It's not on a tripod, on my bench out here. So it gets a little shaky when I go to touch the camera to set the zoom on it. I could use the remote. It does come with a remote, but overall I'm very happy with it, because you can't hand hold a camera. It has image stabilization, but you cannot hand hold a camera even at 35x optical, because it's going to be shaky. But I'm quite happy with this zoom here. Okay, I'm hand holding this right now. I'm gonna zoom in on my security camera on that dead old tree over there, and I'm gonna show you how it's hard to hold it. Right now it's 18x, and you can see that hand holding is kind of difficult. You see, now I'm 36x. Very hard. I'm going to use two hands here, but you know, I don't have the steadiest hands in the world. Alright, we're at 70x, which is into the digital zoom right now. Right now I'm at 35x exactly. That's the optical limit of this camera. And then it goes into digital after that. But you can see alright, that's 29x. You can see that it's it's pretty hard to hold it, even at that. But, you know, if you're trying to watch a bird or something, you better have this on a tripod. That goes for any camera that you're zooming in like that. Alright,